Okay, so we're gonna go live here soon. I'm preparing here with some coffee as usual. So if you're new here, you wanna hang out with Meshmen Studio and the Mar channel, consider subscribing. We're gonna take a look at VFX, Renderman, Mari, and some gear reviews. But the live streams is more about hands-on, just me doodling around, texturing, doing stuff in Renderman, Mari, and Maya. So yeah. So if you see this on a rerun, if you have questions for the next live stream, consider just adding them in the comments below. And also there's a chat open, so yeah, you can just add stuff. I will probably be able to do more of a Q&A at the end of the session, because yeah, I'm gonna paint away and do the hands-on texturing today now, so yeah. Okay, so here's kind of where we left off. So I've exported all the textures since the last time, and I hooked them up in Renderman. So this is the same asset that I used to set up with that layer base, but now it's only the textures that I've hooked up in Mari. So here we go. So I'm gonna start to add decals, dirt maps, and breakup of the actual layers as well, because now it's just solid colors in Mari, the same colors as in the Renderman shader. So let's take a look. If I pause this just briefly here and take a look at the shader setup. So I had the layered shader the last time, and now I exported the textures. So it's just the diffuse color I set up, the two edge and face reflection colors, and the roughness, and it feeds into the Renderman shader here. So instead of having the layered approach, I can do that as well. So I can just export the base materials and export masks if I want to. So, but I just want to test out the values. So yeah, I'm gonna take a few other HDRs and just test out. Let's see what we have. Let's take an outdoor. Let's take the Foundry one. Oh, it's 8K. It's a rather big one. let's try it. See what we got. It's a morning. I took this early one morning. I was out taking HDRs so it's like a that morning feeling into it. So it has to make the TX make of the, it's an 8K texture, so it might take a slight second here. Until it starts to render, so let's just give it a go. So I think we have 2 people watching at the moment, so you can try out the chat and see if it's working. It should work, the chat, so let's give it a go. Okay, so now it has made the TX make of the HDR, so we should get something from the IPR now. Forgive it a second. I have to downres that HDR to 4K or something. Let's give it a go first. So I'm gonna start to work on the actual scratch mask here for the metal. And then I'm gonna start to add a, introduce a new layer today, the actual dirt on top. And then I'm gonna, after that, I'm gonna go back and revisit all the materials one by one. So we're gonna, for example, work on the rubber, work on some internal breakup of the actual paint layers. And so this is the alloy. You can see the 2 different values of reflectivity. I mapped that the last time, so you can see it in the. So one is a cooler surface response here, and one is more like a brownish or a warmer tint to it of the actual response of that metal. So I'm gonna, if I go closer here and start to look, I'm gonna introduce some extra breakup on this as well later on. Tom Jimenez, do you use Arnold? Well, I've used it in other facilities. At home, I have used Renderman a really long time, but yeah, I know Arnold as well. So yeah. At the moment, I use Renderman because yeah, I really like the result. So yeah, let's dive in. I can try another HDR as well just to see how it looks. Which one should we take? HDR. Let's try the battery park. It's also 8K. Or let's take actually Cinesite. I have a 4K version. It's so let's do another HDR render there to just check the response. Yeah, it's kind of what I expected, so I think I just start to go back to Mari and do some texturing. Okay, let's see, discard. Let's save this. So this is what I exported. So that's the albedo I exported, the color. And then we have the two face and edge color. That's the metallic part of, or the like the reflectivity part in Renderman, and the roughness. Then I have a bump. I haven't plugged that in yet. So yeah. Let's take the metal. Let's see what we have. So this is what the one I want to work on today a little more. Need some textures. Okay. So, how do you deal with the difference between Maya subdivision and Mori subdivision? So, if I subdivide the model, let's see if I did it on this one. I think I actually did it. Let's see. Oh, let's see, I can force subdivide this object, subdivide, force subdivide, level 2, Catmull Clark. I set the let's see, I think I've found out that Renderman the version I subdivision and use sharp edges, sharp corners. Let's try it out, see what it does. So it's more the actual subdivision of the UVs, and that's kind of different between renderer. So that's something you have to check which one is the most equivalent. So let's see, it's subdividing now. Okay, so and I think this actually renders quite okay, this sharp edge, sharp corners for my Renderman renderers. But yeah, it's a little trial and error. It's something that you really have to check out for whatever renderer you're using. Okay, so let's see here. Just gonna see what we had here. I was down there. Started to set up something here. That's general breakup, I think. Ah, it's this one. Okay, that's the general. Okay, so I want to do something about this. That doesn't look so sexy. I'm just gonna fill some of the patches here. Because this comes from the curvature and it's too wide for this asset, so I'm just gonna do it manually instead. Oops. And let's see. I can do something about that as well. So the curvature when I baked it didn't have subdivision on, so if we now look at so I think I have to re-bake the curvature map with the subdivision bake, because if you look now here at the object, let's see here, I'll go flip from no subdivision to subdivision. We can see that it gets a render error here because it doesn't collapse properly, or I don't have a double edge here on the model. So either I have to crease the edge here and rebake it. So yeah, I think I have to revisit the bake on this one. Whoops. Because that doesn't look good. Okay, I'm gonna fill in this one as well. I'm just gonna patch some of the problem areas in this curvature that's too large for this model. Say, take away that. Okay, so this one. Let's unplug this temporarily. Yeah. So Arnav says, hey man, when you get some time, could you do a small tutorial how to judge if your baked A or curvature maps look good? Yeah, I can do that. Can do it someday. I'm about to embark on like I'm gonna be away for 2 weeks soon, so I guess after that I'm going to vacation on Malta, and I'm gonna go back to Sweden as well. to visit my my family. So, but yeah, after that I can do something for baking. Let's see. Okay, where are we? Just gonna work this down a bit here. Let's see if I copy and paste this. So I just copy patch from one side to the other to make a quick duplicate, because my UV layout, if I look at it here, it's identical, so I can just copy and from one side to the other to mirror stuff. So this line one looks really funky. I'm not sure what's going on here. Must be something wrong in the baking there. Let's see. It must be the curvature. So I had some problems with the curvature, I think. Yeah. I have to rebake this one. It looks really bad. I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, so let's see, we're there, some extra breakup. What happens here? Here is a general. Okay. And that one is built from okay, so there we have the occlusion. I'm just checking what I haven't worked on this channel for a while now, so I just want to refamiliarize me what I was doing. Okay, so that takes away. Okay, yeah. So I think this one is a little bit too much here. gonna dial back on this one. So I'm just gonna go over the surface a little here and there and just get some general feeling for this. Then I'm gonna go in another pass with like scratches that more have directionality and stuff. So this is just to tone down some of the wear and tear areas, so I get like a general feeling that works all over. Let's see, can take some let's see what we can do with this. Let's see. So whoever is on chat, how many is working in Node Graph? Do you like it? Or is it just a plague? So I guess the drawback working in Node Graph when you want to set up something that's material based, as you can see, it takes quite some time to do it in the beginning. But once you have it all set up, it's quite easy to maintain and update, and so that's why I rather take the hit of setting up in the beginning. And so hopefully Foundry will do some kind of material based setup that makes it a little easier for future versions. So whoops. So I also want to have some general large scale breakup from this map. That one looks funky. Let's see, where does that come from? Is it the occlusion bake? Yeah. The occlusion has some... Let's patch that in. So obviously something went wrong here in the occlusion bake. I just gonna fill it in a bit there, so we see. And it was on both sides, so I can copy, paste. Let's take the underside. Should work like that. So let's see where we are now. So how do you smooth fade brush stroke? Smooth fade. Do you mean like lazy brush, or is that what you mean? So you have, if it's lazy brush, you have to go into the, where is it? Brush editor. And then you have steady stroke. Let's take something that's obvious. So this is the steady stroke and smoothing or distance. So this one, the longer the trail, the more it's gonna smooth your stroke. I'm not sure if that was what he meant, so it's gonna knock back some more areas here. Oops, repeat has to be on. Ah, it's my paint buffer. So that's a little annoying. when you jump back and forward from the node graph here, the paint buffer gets reset somehow, so you have to hit the reset button there sometimes if you go full screen and paint. Because if I hit Z and zoom out, so this is the paint buffer, you see the white area there is the actual paint buffer. Sometimes it gets zoomed out when you flip back and forward from the node graph window, or any window in Maya, I mean. So then you have to, even if you repeat on the paint through, it will not paint because it hits the end of the paint buffer. Let's see. Why isn't it painting all of a sudden? Ah, it is. It's just so it does switch the brush maybe. Yeah. Tom Jam is in the house. Hello, Tom. Good to have you here. So Tom, I'm just reworking the metal mask a bit. I'm gonna start to work on it, so I'm just knocking back some of the areas with a few masks. Then I'm gonna start to introduce more specific scratches and wear and tear on top of this. So this is more gonna be some kind of general breakup. Let's see. So my dog Nala is barking in the background if you hear it. Projection. Just gonna set the edge mask here. I don't want to get too bad of a streaking on the sides there. Okay, let's see. What do we have? So that goes into there, and so I'm not too happy with the edge wear because it's a little too much. Let's see when I have Whoops. Okay, so get back to this. The breakup. It looks terrible. So until the next time I have to rebake the curvature because it's obviously broken in a lot of places, so okay. Overlay. I think I have to make another breakup here somewhere and just crunch it down even further. Let's see, I'm gonna take let's see if I can get something out of that one, maybe. So I made a gizmo. I'll have it here for this type of axis adjust. So it's just the axis mask and two adjustments baked into the same file. So let's see here. Let's see, it's color. I have to saturate and just gonna try it out here. I think I go like that temporarily, just something that gives a slight edge here and there. And this one adds like a general breakout back here and there as well. This one is disabled. Let's see what plans I have to that. Okay, so I took away some of that because it's gonna be I think I ditched this one now. And okay, so I'm gonna start to do some more specific stuff. I think it's time to name stuff here as well a little. So this mask is gonna be wherever I add white is gonna be scratched. It's like if I would so I'm gonna have you start to work in like scratches around the tires and stuff like that here and there, and like eat away on scratches, stuff like that. And yeah, that's something. Let's see if we have some nice textures for that I can use. I think I have to take a pass, go out with it. I don't have any nice scratch masks. I have to go and find some out with my camera. I had a texture library before. I'm not sure where it's gone. It's like I was searching for it. I was moving a lot of stuff onto another server, so it's somewhere in limbo at the moment. Let's see. Metal. Let's see. Maybe we can treat this one. Oh, it's too... maybe I can get some of the details in with this. Yeah, referencing is king, so I have to take a pause with my camera someday and just go out and hunt for really nice scratch images again. I'm getting bored without the one I have at the moment. And the one that's on CG texture and stuff, I've used them so many times, and I think there's a certain look to them that I want to avoid. Let's see if I hide this tire here, maybe. It's probably a lot of scratches and stuff behind the tire there. Have to find some that goes with the form there as well. Okay, so let's jump back to and see how it looks here now. Whoops. Let's see, I can copy and paste this. Copy. Paste. Then we add some extra stuff on this side. So I'm gonna have a dirt layer on top of this as well, so it's gonna be knocked down. The reflectivity is gonna get knocked down with like a dirt, general dirt as well. Let's see, what do we have? Let's see, why should be scratches up here as well. I think I know, I disabled them in the painted metal here. What did I do? Oh, it was the alloy. Okay, yeah, so I have to insert the metal mask here on the alloy as well. Because I want some kind of wear and tear onto that part as well. It's not gonna be like pristine condition. So here we go. Have to merge those two together. Okay, what do we have here? Multiply, I think it's a good idea. Yeah. And let's take a look here. So now that part is also gonna have a break up. So now if I paint, it's gonna, yeah, it's working. So who's in the house? It's Tom and Arnav here still. Let's see, I think I'm going to paint it down in the metal mask. It's easier to see what I'm doing there. So I might knock this down. This part that I'm painting now, I will probably knock it down later with an occlusion. So if I paint like into the corners, I can just knock it back. So it's not so obvious. Can do it now actually. Let's see. Had the occlusion there. Gonna have a brightness lookup to level the effect. Well, let's make a gradient out some. I don't pollute the whole graph with stuff there. And let's take this one and this one. And multiply. Now I need a brightness lookup here as well. To just target the corners and recess areas. It's minimal at the moment, but at least I know it's there now, so I can tweak it later. I want to work as many surfaces as possible at the same time. I not want to concentrate on any details when I paint these kind of things. So there's like, I just want to wash over everything, and then I take a step back and look at what's working, what's not, and take it from there. It's like if I paint painting on oil on canvas or anything, I kind of work all over the place at the same time. And concentrate on the details in the end. So it's quite de-stressed this at the moment, but I'll will knock it down again towards the end. I just want something that's kind of general. I can use a few axis projections and some masks as well. Yeah, it's been around this vehicle. It was to establish something general now. But yeah, it definitely helps with some good scratch textures and stuff. So I'm gonna spend my holiday that's coming up trying to go around with my camera and just explore nice new textures, because I feel like I need new influx of nice grunge and scratch textures. I think that's kind of it for a metal mask at the moment, so I'm gonna start to build some kind of general dirt color mask now, or a dirt color actually, that I'm gonna use as on top of the other stuff that I rendered earlier. So let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna save here and see what we have. So jump back into dirt call. I started with something and it was just a mock-up for something. I can't recall where I left it off. It was probably as a cloud or something. Let's see. Yeah, this was really boring. So let's see what we can do about that. A few axis projections. Okay, let's see. Get some general scale on this. I have someone on the line that says good work. I can't pronounce the name because it's, I think it's Cyrillic or Russian or something, but thanks. You're welcome, and welcome to the channel. Let's see, I just want to blend two colors with this axis projection here as a first step. Whoa. My little sandbox. Okay. Let's see, I need two colors. It's gonna desaturate it a bit. Okay, let's see. So that's where we left it off. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I definitely need some occlusions and stuff here. So I'll leave it here somewhere and just okay, let's rework this somehow now. I'm just gonna grade it down with an occlusion at the moment and see what happens. Okay, that's a start at least. So this one is gonna be a broad one. And I'm gonna play with the curvature as well, so let's take that one. So the radio nodes, they are really handy when you build stuff like this, because otherwise you would have things going all over the place and you would get mad in the process. So something that would be even more better would be to have radio nodes that was aware of variables. So you would declare a variable, and whenever you need an effect you would declare the same variable to just get a radio node that's automatically hooked up to that effect. And that's something I have a request for the Foundry to make such a thing, so I hope they do it someday. And because then you could do more things on the fly. So this one is gonna be more like a tight corner stuff. Histogram scan it's a good node for this. Okay, so I need to invert this, I guess, and screen it. Let's see. So the curvature gets like details that's kind of in short crevices and stuff. Okay. Let's see where we are in my mock-up. So we can probably take some of this. It's gonna connect this into there instead. Then I'm gonna steal maybe the cloud here. Get some directionality into the mix. Hook this up somewhere here, maybe. Or we can actually do it in the grade here. So if we add another merge, and over, so let's see here, if I disable it temporarily, so it's just screen it on top here. And let's see if disable. There we go. Let's try an overlay. Yeah, overlay is better because then I get it just eats into the dark as well and the light at the same time, so it gets more like a dirty feeling there. So now I need something, a general breakup in this mask as well. Again, so I have like two effects going into this. And another axis. Which one should we take? Maybe this one, let's see. I'm gonna get to scale first. Okay. Let's try an overlay here as well. Or a screen, let's see if that works better. That's more like a general. So this is gonna be similar to the metal mask, something general breakup. And then I'm gonna knock down places and add on top. So this is the base, kind of the base wash all over the object. So let's see here if I now start to grade it a bit. Maybe go a little warmer in the recessed areas. So Jens is here as well, the father of the radio node. Hello Jens. Okay, so let's work this again here and let's see what we can do. So I need another level of detail breakup now. Whoa. Are you talking about the UV subdivision, Jens, on the in the chat? I think. Do you remember where it was, Jens? Let's see. Was it on the forum? You can paste it to me, and I can. If you paste it into the chat. No, it doesn't work. Yeah. Oh shoot. Okay. Okay, so let's see here what we can do. Let's just go with an overlay here. See what we get. That's a little bit too much. Okay. Some general cloud maybe as well here. Might be. Let's see. I'm not sure if you can paste stuff into the chat. Do you remember which one do you use, Jens, in Arnold? I think I use for Renderman. It's called it's the one that's I think sharp edges and sharp corners is the one that works best for me when I render in Renderman. Or if it was sharp edge and smooth corners, I can't really recall now. I have to do a test for the next time. It's one of those two. So for Jens, do you say that for Arnold is bilinear no smoothing, or is that what you say? Okay, Google subd Arnold Foundry first entry. let's see. Subd. Let's see. Subd. So I just go into the chat so people can see it when it's offline as well. So subd Arnold Foundry. Is it this one? Yeah, this thread. I remember this one. Yeah. Was this the one you meant? And there's Jens. He's in the house, and he's my work colleague. Okay, so back to this now. Where were I? I was doing stuff here. I'm doing some breakup. Oops. Gonna just want something that's kind of a broad breakup on that map. Let's see if I play with scales here as well. I want to see this one. Let's see which axis. See if I can get something interesting here. Like it's smeared with the form, maybe. Let's see. Okay. So it's a first pass anyway over some kind of general dirt. And then I'm gonna use the mask, the dirt mask, in conjunction with this to add extra details and break up. So I guess it's started to get, it's almost 2 hours, so yeah, it's the last 10 minutes, so just fire away questions or whatever, just say hello to Jens, and it's been a pleasure to have you all here. I'm just gonna continue, and if you want to ask something in the chat, just do it now. Let's see, I'm gonna do some room for adding actual textural painted dirt here in the graph here as well. So let's make a paint node. So I think I will yeah, I will drive this with a mask because I want to use it later on in the dirt mask, I think. Like that option, so I'm gonna just have a color now as a stand-in for the actual surface color. See if I want to add like splotches or anything. Take a color here. Then I can start to add let's take something. This one was not a good one. Let's see if I have something more interesting. Yeah, if I want to start to add like streaks and splotches. So I will probably use those more heavily in the mask in the end. That's gonna be adding 2 on top. So I will use that in the dirt mask later on, because it's just a dirt color. So let's paint a backdrop so I know what's going on here for the next time, and name it intelligent. So I usually make back like when it's something that's a mask, like white. And one can make a note here as well. Add white, so I know what value I need to paint. Can just start to do some splotches here while I'm at it. So let's see, we have some Q&A stuff here. And Jens is on the line, so he can help out as well. Yeah, so Jens is talking about this one. It's a tricky one to dock, this one. It's almost too big for my. I would like it to be like smaller, or maybe something you can like. Well, you can play now. Could I place it? Yeah, I can place it there, but it's... Ooh. It's freaky. You can dock it down here as well. If you have a few nodes, then it works, but yeah, it's a little cumbersome. I always struggle to find a good place. I have it when I have two monitors. I have it here actually. Okay, let's make some like it's been. So my dog Nala is going berserk. Just gonna add some. Start to mock up some kind of splotches around the tires here. Okay, so what's going on in the chat? Yeah, I have it docked here as well. So the toolbar. I've tried it down here as well, and when you don't have that many, it works. I guess, but if you have more, I guess then you have to dock it either there or there. So we are talking about apparently displacement in the chat. Let's go back. Are there other ways to get ZBrush machine to work in Mori? I haven't really used it that much, but whoa, it was way too big. Yeah, so when if I have really big assets, I kind of split them out up into different parts and import like versions out of or parts out of, for example, if I paint a cliff or something, I take a few patches at a time to get the highest resolution out of the model from ZBrush or something, if I can do it. But it's a lot of handling different assets and load them as versions to get the resolution needed if there is like hundreds of millions of polygons to be able to paint on the actual geometry. That's something I do at the moment actually at work. It's a really heavy asset with a giant sculpt on top. So to be able to paint on the actual geometry, I break it out in smaller pieces and load them as versions. That's how I go around when I paint really big stuff or really heavy stuff from ZBrush. Switch a monitor, yeah. Yeah, so I'm thinking about wrapping this soon actually. It's been around 2 hours now. But yeah, it was nice hanging out. So next time I'm gonna hook up this metal mask and dirt mask into the shader and render it as well. But yeah, I'm gonna be gone for about 2 weeks, so I have a few tutorials, short 5 minutes and more stuff coming in the meantime. So the next real live session is gonna be after I'm back from my travels. So I'm going to Sweden first to visit my family, and then I'm gonna go to Malta with my girlfriend. So we go there now in end of August. So the 14th I go to Sweden. So yeah, I will be back with more of this after in the beginning of September, I guess. So yeah, and so there's the chat with everything. So yeah, this is Meshmen Studio and the Mara channel. So, and if you see this on the rerun, if you wanna be hang out with me, texturing, doing stuff in Mari and maybe some Renderman stuff as well, consider subscribing. And yeah, if you like it, just hit the like button, and if you don't, just hit the dislike button. I won't be offended. So yeah, see you the next time in a couple of weeks, and in the meantime, stay frosty.